Cole Gregg here out at Deem Hills outside Phoenix, Arizona. It's kind of my new backyard zone for the next few weeks, month. We'll see how long I can take the sun. But today I am out here to test a couple things. I've got my gravel bike and a new drone. It is the DJI Air 2. So I previously had the Mavic Mini, and that actually was pretty sweet. I basically told myself, hey, I'll have this for a year. If I still have it after that year and I haven't completely crashed it, I'll invest and get a nicer one. And specifically why I got this one over, say, like the Pro was purely based on size. Obviously, there's a good price difference, but I can still put that one in a hit pack, which is freaking sweet. Basically today I'm out here gonna be testing some of the active track stuff, or settings rather, for this drone. As someone that lives on my own, I'm down here, I don't have many friends out in this area, let alone any that ride bikes. Having a way to capture content without me having to have some assistance is super important. So one of the things I'm looking forward to trying out today is some of the different tracking modes, as well as the NDs on this bright, almost cloudless day. There's a few in the background, but towards the sun there's none. So basically just going to be running through a few settings, testing it out, the difference in, say, side tracking, forward tracking, back tracking, how far I can actually be away from myself and keep tracking that subject being me, because it will really help me out when it comes down to doing some reviews and creating these videos. So basically, let's just go give you a little rundown on the bike we're going to be on today. All right, so what we got here is a 2020 Norco Search XR, chromoly frame, skin wall tires, DHXT pedals, because those were the only clips that I had at the time, 2 water bottle mounts, extremely tall seat as per usual. Other than that, yeah, she's pretty much all stock. I got a little Night Rider light on here. Yeah, beautiful blue. It's treated me pretty well. This is my first gravel bike, so it has been put to good use. My first time also wrapping handlebars, which apparently these go under there, so yeah, mistakes on that part. Yeah, other than that, pretty sweet bike. It is a large or a 58, not really entirely sure. So I'm gonna go ahead, get the drone set up and get into it. I think do some flying around, test some settings and some ND filters before I actually get on the bike. But yeah, let's get into it. All right, well, didn't crash, so that's a plus. I do have to say, it is going to take some getting used to really figure out in what situations I can actually use that active track. It definitely tracks. I feel like it'd track cars a little bit better. They're maybe a bit more steady speed. I know there's a ton of videos out there on this, and I've already watched a bunch of bike ones, so I just wanted to come out, try it for myself. Round one, killed a whole battery, tested a hyperlapse, tested a couple of different the quick shot modes. The tracking parallel, so it's following me to the side, definitely seemed to work a bit better. I'm going to dive into the settings and see if I can't up the tracking speed, because it seems to lag behind a little bit, and it really wants you to be close to that camera to continually track. So I don't know, I was really hoping this would be something I could use for like high-speed straight sections of trail. Camera pointed at me as I'm coming to it, and I think it's just going to take some more getting used to, some dialing in to really figure out how this camera works. I need to watch more videos and figure out, you know, what settings. Currently I have the ND32 filter filming 4K 60 or 4K 30 with a shutter of 60, ISO 200, because the 100 was a little dark with that ND, but the 16 and 100 was still a little bright for my liking. And I am also in D-Cinelike, not the HDR mode. I figured why not try it and then go ahead and try the HDR after. I do put everything in Final Cut and Edit color and exposure in post. So getting out of camera with no touch up isn't as important to me as being able to fine tune the image to say match it to this iPhone here when I get back to my desk. I'm gonna see right now if I can't edit the tracking sensitivity or the speed on the drone to see if it will keep up with me a little bit better. I was going pretty slow, so I wasn't really trying to push it, but now that I have some experience, the jitters are gone. Go ahead and dive into the menu, do some updates, and we'll be back with you shortly. All right, battery number 2 is cooked. Still kind of unsure of the best modes. I couldn't figure out a way to actually speed up the tracking sensitivity. I haven't tried it on sport yet. This has all been in normal mode. So I guess next battery we'll try some tracking with sport. And I think I'm gonna try hyperlapse as well while we have one battery left. I did try out, was it the, not the waypoint, but I think it was, might have been the waypoint, but gosh, I don't remember what mode it was. It was the menu all the way on the right. So basically you set the speed at which it can circle you. And I found that if I let it circle me to the point that I want the angle and then start taking off, it would hold that angle as if it was trying to continue circling me, but I was outpacing the drone itself. And I found that to hold me centered better than, say, the parallel mode, where the drone really wanted to change its speed depending on how fast I was going and keeping my cadence varied. So that mode, I'm gonna have to look and see what that was because I don't remember. Other than that, quality so far is great. It's super bright out, and that ND32 or 34 is working really well. So yeah, let's throw in another battery, throw it in sport mode, and see if I can't get it to keep up with me when I'm sprinting. All right, just killed the third battery, and not much difference when switching to sport mode. I tried Spotlight and within active track, which is that one that circles you I was talking about earlier. I think I like parallel the most. That seems to be the most consistent. I don't know how it's going to work with actually mountain biking on trails. I think I'm going to have to start up a little higher than I want to get the drone tracking me and then go down. And it is a little worrying with how close it has to be and not having side obstacle avoidance on this particular model. So there'll be some experimenting once I get the bike I'm in the middle of reviewing right now that is not yet out yet. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that coming out soon. Man, other than that, like image quality, hyped. Like it's gonna take a little getting used to, I think, editing to get the right colors and to match my Canon 1DX Mark II. But other than that, man, for under $1,000, it's pretty cool what we can get these days. And I always say this, I don't know when I'll upgrade next, but I can definitely see if that Pro 3 comes out and it has better tracking options to adjust how fast and not how accurate it is, but just how fast it keeps up with you, or like a maximum distance the drone can get from you before it recenters itself. That would be super cool for our applications. Other than that, as a grab and go camera that can fly around, it's pretty freaking sweet. Like I still am a beginner with it. I am learning every time I fly, trying to get the most out of these little sensors. And afternoon in Arizona with some ND filters, man, it couldn't be any better than this. So well, it could be sunset, so so here is the drone. I don't think I really showed that good of some footage of it. So you can see it fits right in the palm of the hand, and this will fit in my high above hip pack. So super cool there. The grip on the other hand is a little big, and I actually haven't been able to get that in the hip pack with the grip on, but I am trying to figure out a way that I can attach it to the outside just for the ease of shooting if I'm just going out with the boys, wanting to film something. But not super sustainable. Definitely will have to bring that little satchel with me to get it out on the trails, if not a backpack. So I would say usually if I'm using this, I'm going to have my camera bag, so not a big deal. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, I probably won't be able to answer them, but drop them in the comments below. We'll see you out on the trails.